Why everything men pity Dan Blocker. Now we know the reason why. Dan Blocker was born Bobby Dan Davis Blocker December 10, 1928, in DeKalb, Texas. Grew up to become one of the most beloved television actors of his generation, best known for his role as Hoss Cartwright in the classic Western TV series Bonanza. Standing at 6 feet 4 inches and weighing over 300 pounds, Blocker was known not only for his imposing physical presence but also for his kind, gentle demeanor, both on and off screen. Despite his towering size, Blocker was remembered for the warmth and charm that he brought to his characters, particularly in his portrayal of the lovable, good-natured middle Cartwright son. His role as Hoss made him a household name and earned him a place in television history as one of the most endearing characters of the Western genre. Dan Blocker's early life was deeply rooted in Texas, where he was raised by a family that valued hard work and education. He was the son of Ora Shack Blocker and Mary Arizona Blocker, who moved the family to O'Donnell, Texas when he was young. Blocker's parents ran a general store, and growing up in a small town fostered his strong sense of community and down-to-earth values, which would later resonate in his performances. Blocker's larger-than-life stature was notable from a young age. Weighing 14 pounds at birth, he was reportedly the largest baby ever born in Bowie County at the time, a physical characteristic that became a defining part of his persona throughout his life. Blocker attended Texas Military Institute and later Sul-Ross State University in Alpine, Texas, where he played football and developed an interest in drama. His time in college was pivotal in shaping his future career, as it was here that he began acting in school productions. His football career, which could have been an alternative path, was cut short by injuries, steering him more toward the arts. After graduating with a degree in speech and drama, Blocker briefly became a high school teacher, instructing in English and drama, which underscored his passion for education and his desire to influence young minds. His teaching career was interrupted by the Korean War, during which Blocker served as an infantry sergeant. He was decorated for bravery during his service, and his experience in the military instilled in him a sense of discipline and resilience, traits that would later serve him in his acting career. After returning from the war, Blocker moved to Los Angeles in pursuit of an acting career, slowly making his way through small roles in television and film. He appeared in guest spots on popular TV shows of the time, such as The Restless Gun, Gunsmoke, and The Rifleman. These early roles in westerns hinted at his future success, but it was his casting as Eric Hoss Cartwright in Bonanza in 1959 that catapulted him to stardom. Bonanza was one of the first Western series to be filmed in color, and its sweeping family drama, set on the sprawling Ponderosa Ranch in Nevada, captivated audiences across America. Blocker's portrayal of Hoss was central to the show's success. Hoss, with his gentle giant persona, was a character who combined physical strength with a childlike innocence and moral integrity. His warmth and sense of humor provided a counterbalance to the more serious characters of Ben Cartwright, played by Lorne Greene, and the intense Adam Cartwright, played by Pernell Roberts. Hoss became a fan favorite, and Blocker's nuanced portrayal earned him critical acclaim and made him a beloved figure in American television. The role of Hoss allowed Blocker to showcase his comedic timing as well as his dramatic skills, and his ability to convey deep emotions helped to humanize the character. Blocker's chemistry with his co-stars, particularly Greene and Michael Landon, who played Little Joe, added to the familial bond that was at the heart of Bonanza's enduring popularity. Over the course of more than a decade on air, Bonanza became a cultural phenomenon, and Blocker's Hoss remained one of its most endearing and memorable characters. Dan Blocker, best known for his iconic role as Hoss Cartwright on the long-running television series Bonanza, is a beloved figure in the world of classic television. Yet, despite his fame and popularity, many aspects of Blocker's life evoke sympathy, especially when looking beyond his on-screen persona. From his larger-than-life physical presence to the challenges he faced in Hollywood and the unexpected tragedy of his early death, Dan Blocker's life contains many elements that draw pity and empathy from fans and observers alike. Dan Blocker. From an early age, his physical size set him apart from others. By the time he was 12, Blocker already weighed over 200 pounds, and he would eventually grow to stand 6 feet 4 inches tall and weigh around 300 pounds in adulthood. While his size would later help him land his role as the lovable, gentle giant Hoss on Bonanza, it also came with its share of difficulties. Throughout his childhood and teenage years, Blocker's massive frame made him the subject of ridicule and bullying. While some people viewed him as intimidating, others made jokes at his expense, leading him to struggle with self-esteem. Even though Blocker embraced his size and strength later in life, his early experiences likely left emotional scars, contributing to a sense of pity for the hardships he faced before he became a star. Once Blocker entered the world of acting, his size became both a blessing and a curse. Hollywood has a long history of typecasting actors based on their physical appearance, and Blocker was no exception. Though he was a talented performer with range, his towering frame often limited him to roles where his physicality was emphasized. In Bonanza, Blocker's Hoss character was portrayed as gentle, kind-hearted, and somewhat simple-minded, which, although beloved by fans, did not always allow Blocker to showcase the full breadth of his acting ability. He was a college-educated man with a keen intellect, a quality that was often overshadowed by his outward appearance. Hollywood's tendency to pigeonhole him into specific roles prevented Blocker from achieving the diversity of roles that might have challenged him creatively, leaving one to pity the way his talent was undervalued due to his physical characteristics. Blocker's large frame also led to significant health challenges. Throughout his life, he struggled with maintaining a healthy weight, which put pressure on his heart and overall well-being. While Blocker maintained an active lifestyle, his size inherently put him at risk for health complications. His weight made him susceptible to joint problems, cardiovascular issues, and general physical strain, issues that likely affected his quality of life. The toll on his body became more evident as he aged, and despite his strong exterior, Blocker faced an array of health problems, which were exacerbated by the pressures of working in the fast-paced environment of television production. His fans may not have seen the personal challenges he endured off-screen, but those who knew him well could see that his size, which helped define his public image, was also a significant burden that contributed to his early death. Perhaps the most pitiful aspect of Dan Blocker's life is his tragic and premature death. Blocker passed away unexpectedly on May 13, 1972, at the age of 43 due to complications from gallbladder surgery. His death shocked fans, colleagues, and family members, as he had been in seemingly good health aside from the surgery. The loss was felt particularly hard by his Bonanza co-stars, who had worked closely with him for over a decade. His sudden passing left a void in the show, and the producers chose not to recast his character, marking the first time a major television series had dealt with the death of a central character by reflecting it within the story. The sorrow surrounding Blocker's death is amplified by the fact that he was taken at such a young age, just as his career was still in full swing. The knowledge that he had so much more to offer, both personally and professionally, makes his passing all the more tragic. Dan Blocker's legacy endures through reruns of Bonanza and the many fans who still adore his portrayal of Hoss Cartwright. However, there is a sense of pity when reflecting on the fact that he never had the chance to fully explore other opportunities in his career. Blocker had the potential to take on more diverse roles and possibly transition into other areas of entertainment, such as directing or producing. Given his intelligence and experience in the industry, it's likely that Blocker would have found success beyond his acting career. Yet, his untimely death robbed him of the chance to realize these ambitions, and it also deprived his fans of seeing what more he could have achieved. In addition to his professional challenges, Blocker's personal life was not without its sacrifices. He was a devoted family man, married to his college sweetheart, Dolphia Parker, with whom he had 4 children. Balancing his work in Hollywood with the demands of family life was difficult, especially given the long hours and physical exhaustion that came with his work on Bonanza. While he cherished his family and worked hard to provide for them, the rigors of his career meant that Blocker may not have had as much time with his loved ones as he would have liked. His children, who lost their father at such a young age, grew up with the bittersweet legacy of a man who was deeply loved but taken from them too soon.